welcome back to my channel. Now yes, I know it's been a little while since I've uploaded a video, but that is not through lack of sort of being busy. I've done a load of sort of deeper FAQ type videos, which you will see sort of filter out as the month sort of comes to an end, so end of sort of July time. Those will be hitting the deeper channel and possibly my channel too, so all of you guys that sort of have you know, common questions that you're regularly wanting not sort of answering, they'll hit my channel. I've also been out with Total Carp, in which yeah, my in-session video will be out very soon over on the Total Carp YouTube channel. And also it feels a little bit like sort of deja vu today, because I was actually here with Joe from Carpology doing a bit of a sort of deeper feature finding video. Then you join me at Horcott Lakes in Fairford, which is situated in the Cotswolds Water Park. Now look at it out there, it looks absolutely beautiful. Now by the time this video comes out, I would have probably roasted alive. It's sort of like the first day of a heat wave basically, so I'm not too sure what that's going to do to the fishing. As you can see, it is flat, calm, blue skies. That sun is going to be up, but I've come prepared for sort of all you know, all scenarios, all eventualities. I've got the zig kit, I've got the floater kit, I've got bait, so I'm going to try over the next 36 hours to catch myself a fish. I'll be happy with just catching. I don't know, yeah, I don't know if it's going to be possible, like I say, with the weather conditions and how hot it's going to be, but I'm certainly going to give it a good go. So I managed to flick 2 solid bags out in the zone. Both went down nicely. I actually did see one show to my left just before casting out this right hand side rod of the 2. Now they've both gone pretty much straight down the middle to that clear area, and found the bags down nicely. So yeah, just going to give it sort of hour and a half, 2 hours max. As I say, I don't want to just sit in here for the sake of sitting in here if nothing's happening. So I'm just going to keep my eyes peeled on the water, get a really good view, pretty much 90% of the way around the lake within reason. You can pretty much see all the water from wherever you are, so there's not really anywhere that you can't see within reason. So it gives me a good view over the lake to keep my eyes peeled for any shows, anything like that. But in the meantime, hopefully one or two venture over those 2 bags and fancy snaffling the contents of those 2 solid bags. But you know, might be asking a little bit too much for a bite in yeah, within the first couple of hours. I think I'm definitely going to have to work at it for this session, but it's a beautiful day, sun's shining, rods are out. I'm just going to sit back, take in this beautiful morning, and yeah, see what the next couple of hours has in store. Absolutely gutted. So I've only got 2 rods out, because yeah, I just didn't feel the need to put 3 out. Yeah, and I've just got them flipped upside down because I didn't know how long I was going to stay here for. And the right hand rod spool has just started spinning, and I've lifted into it, no resistance whatsoever. And yeah, I've just brought back my rig. No fish attached, unfortunately. So I don't really quite know what that was all about. The hook is pin sharp. Yeah, don't really know what to make of that, whether it was a you know, just a fish going through the line. So I'm fishing sort of bowstring tight lines just because of the sort of bank of weed that's in front of me, you know, between me and my solid bags. Don't know whether it was just, yeah, a fish going through the line, whether it's a trailer or whether I've been done. I generally don't know, but the only good thing is that I've got to pick up in some way, shape or form. So if there's fish in the area, then yeah, you never know, there might just well be another chance. All the shows are dried up, although the angler to my right, Jordan, who I actually know, which I didn't realise to start with, has just had one himself. So it does seem like the fish are down this end. I've not seen anything else beyond the shows that I see the first thing in the morning. So yeah, proper gutted about that. Don't really know, like I say, don't really know what to make of it, but I'm going to just get this rigged back up, get a bait back on there, get the bag back out, sling it back out. It's still very early, it's only sort of 8:30, although that sun is getting up and warming my back up. This jacket is going to have to come off in a minute, but yeah, I'm going to get this bag made back up, get it straight back out there, and yeah, you just never know, I might be in for another chance, but it's encouraging anyway. So let's shut up, get this rod made up, get it back out there, and hope that the next time that spool spins, there's a fish on the mat. Just coming up to the end of my sort of first lap, and I've not seen anything. But saying that, the water quality has changed from sort of a couple of weeks ago when I was down here with Joe from Carpology. It was sort of gin clear, really, really clear. You can see backs out of water all over the place. But now it just seems like a sort of pea green colour. Obviously nothing, no backs, no fish in the edges. We were seeing them sort of all at that back end a couple of weeks ago, and it was really obvious, you know, where the fish were and stuff like that. But yeah, I've just finished my first lap, not seen a single thing. I've not even seen any shows either, to be quite honest with you, so I'm in two minds what to do at the moment. But I'll keep walking, have another lap or two, and be around sort of lunchtime, grab something to eat, refuel, hydrate myself, see if we can yeah, see if we can go and spot anything worth moving on to. But at the moment, yeah, not seen a great deal at all. Right, so as I said then, I'd done a whole lap of the lake. I'd literally got back into my swim just to grab a can of drink out, and one nutted out right in open water beyond where I was fishing this morning, but within reach of a cast. So what I'm going to do is just stick all three rods onto zigs. I'm going to have sort of like a 3 foot, a 4 foot and a 5 foot, so it'll be anything from sort of 2.5 foot under the surface, 1.5 foot under the surface, and sort of anything up to sort of 1/2 a foot under the surface, because what I sort of found out there this morning with a deeper is around sort of 5.5 foot, so covering those top sort of 2.5 foot. Barrows loaded. I don't know if I'll come back down here or not, I don't know, but it's worth me just taking me stuff with me. I grabbed the float rod back out the car. I'm heading all the way up to the top end, the very last sort of swim on this sort of syndicate lakeside, whatever you want to call it. Basically right up in the corner there is yeah, a good 6-10 fish on the surface. It's out of the way of any wind, and there is definitely a chance of a fish off the top, so I am going to get to my backside in gear, get down there, push my entire load of gear that is just literally chucked on there because someone come in the gate just as I was sort of making my way back to the swim, so I didn't want to lose the opportunity of not being able to get down there. So I'm going to shut up now, get this barrow moving, try not to stop on the way and die. So yeah, I'll catch up with you when I'm up there. When I've done that in one go, and my arms are absolutely burning, but yeah, I'm in the swim and I can see a good 3, 4, 5 fish, and if you can see just over here, if you're gonna see just like that, there's a bit of scum and stuff on the surface, but basically there's a good 3 or 4 fish down there right along that snag line, and there's been others. There's another one out there somewhere that's just zoomed in front of the swim, but yeah, there's a good dozen fish getting in and around here. This is hard work. They are just not interested. I've managed to flick out sort of 3 pouches of mixers. Fish have been just cruising up and down underneath them, in and around them. Not a single fish has taken one. I've tried yeah, sort of casting out short, medium, long, just try and pick a fish off maybe with just, you know, the single hook bait attached to obviously my surface float. Not interested. So I've been and walked back down to the car and got the baiting spoon, because at the left hand side the fish have been creeping in and out of the big sort of marginal tree that comes out. So I'm thinking, if I can find 3 spots or sort of 2 spots where I can get 2 in a 1, if I can find somewhere up this left hand sort of margin up against this yeah, these snags, then I'll be happy to stay in here for the night, because there's plenty of fish in front of me, albeit, you know, on the surface and not really interested at the moment. But as the evening draws on and sort of darkness, etc., wondering if they're going to drop down and they'd be interested. So if I can get the chirp on the baiting spoon, slide up that left hand side and just have a look sort of in and around 20-30 yards out, because the fish aren't far out at all. If I can find a couple of spots, and I'll be happy to stay in here the night. So that is the sweet spot for the baiting spoon. That is a sweet spot for the left hand rod. So 4 foot, and yeah, absolutely bang on. So clean. It's a bit of weed sort of the further you go into the sort of snags and stuff, but that just there, right off the tip of the corner of there where the fish have just been floating around, bobbing around on the surface, right there, that is bang on the money. Quite easily lower a bait, solid bag down there, sort of bit of grub in there from the mix I knocked up earlier. So that is definitely the left hand rod sorted. Well, the rods are finally out down there. Can't do any more. They've gone out literally to perfection. Brand fresh new rigs. I didn't go with solid bags in the end, just on the off chance that, you know, there is something down there that's going to sort of impact the way that the bag drops to the lake bed. I just wanted to be 100% sure, so I've gone in with three Ronnie rigs and a good scooping of that bait that I knocked up earlier as well. So there'll be a nice little 3 little traps, one down the left where I've seen the fish just hugging these trees, and that's just shy of 4 foot, one straight out in front, and then one to the right which is 5 foot, which is, you know, good sort of foot and a half difference in between each rod. So the fish are still sort of like cruising around it. It's really humid, so yeah, they're still sort of cruising around. I see the odd sort of like little V every now and then, and sort of one break the surface, so they're still out there. I've done all my business quietly, discreetly, just in this little swim. It's just like a little, it just comes in from sort of 2 sets of trees really, to the right and to the left, and like I say, they were out there 20-30 yards out earlier, so they yeah, hopefully they come back in through the hours of the evening darkness or even early morning. But I'm fishing, all 3 rods are bang on. Like I say, cannot do anything else.
outside, and unfortunately really quiet night. I need to be quick with this piece as I need to whack the camera on charge, but yeah, what a beautiful morning, absolutely stunning. Yeah, rods down there unfortunately remained motionless, so I'm going to get the kettle on, come round to the world, and yeah, hopefully now that that sun has just rose over those back trees and banging into my face and obviously into that left hand side margin in my area, hopefully those fish may just reappear. And it might be over the course of the next sort of few hours as that sun rises that these spring into action, so fingers crossed. Right, so I've decided to do the off. The sun disappeared. Got some really heavy cloud cover come over, the wind picked up, and I just don't think this swim is the one for these conditions. Yesterday it was blazing hot, it was off the back of the wind, the fish were in here, and yeah, I don't know, I just don't think that they are going to get in here when the conditions are like that. They were in here yesterday because they were enjoying being in that sun. Whereas now, yeah, it's a complete opposite, to be honest. So I'm just in the process of multitasking, got some breakfast on the go while I'm sorting everything out, trying to just get it onto the barrow, packed away, rather than chucking it on like I did yesterday and causing myself more aggro when I actually got to this swim. So I think to start with, I'm going to maybe venture back down to the car park end, maybe drop a couple of things off, just kind of watch the water for a little while, because I found a really nice spot yesterday, and I'm thinking maybe just fish open water and sling three baits out and maybe put like a spom over the top of each. But oh, and I've just seen one show then. Oh yeah, wow, yeah, that's what I need to do. Yeah, I need to get a move on, so let's get this lot away, get a zig on, ready to move, get the barrow out, and let's get moving. But yeah, that's just confirmed what I need. You know, I don't know where it is in relation to that swim, but it was a show in open water, so I definitely need to get my backside round there, and fingers crossed that no one else jumps in there in the meantime. So let's get moving. So I've literally just barrowed from one end of the lake right back down to where I started yesterday, and no word of a lie, I've stood in the swim for all of around sort of 5 minutes, heard one bosh right down on the end of the wind, saw the rings, the wind's pushing in there nicely. The wind's actually picked up quite a bit with this cloud cover, and yeah, I'm just wondering if there is one or two just getting around in this corner on the end of this wind. Now I've been around there, there's a real nice up close and personal swim, so I'm going to get myself down there, get the baiting pole out, get the chirp reattached, see if I can find one or two spots to lower a couple of bags down onto, and yeah, keep my fingers crossed there might be a chance of nicking a fish from down in this corner. But yeah, what a result. Gives me something to go for the next hour or two and just play it from there. So let's get that moving, get the rods out. Yeah, actually quite a deep little margin, give or take 5-6 foot, sort of as you go sort of left to right. Now me and Joe a couple of weeks ago did have a little bit of a sort of feature find around this corner with the deeper on the Carpology feature finding video, and yeah, it's a bit like an egg box sort of down in this corner. But yeah, really deep little margin, good 6 foot right off the end of the rod tips. So I've stuck with the Ronnie rigs, freshened up the hook baits, literally underarmed them out, doink doink, good drops on both left and right. I've put around sort of 10-15 boilies just scattered around, just in case any fish moving through
can just pick them off one by one, and there'll be 2 rods waiting down there to hopefully trip them up as well. So I'm not going to bother with the 3rd rod, don't want it to be overkill. 2 rods are enough, so I've got one going off just down to the left because I couldn't really gauge where that fish was showing, so there's one just going down to the left and there's one directly out in front. Nice slack lines, there's a little bit of weed out there, but not much at all. So yeah, just going to sit back out the way with little zig and hope to hear one of those 2 spools spinning. I'm going to give it a good sort of 2.5 hours in here. That wind is pushing in here nicely. Yeah, it just feels good for a bite down here. Well over 2 hours, probably about 2 hours 10 minutes, something like that, and yeah, nothing's happened. I've just been sat back in the shade with Zig, and all I've seen is a couple of tench roll. So I think if the fish were definitely mooching up and down this corner, then yeah, they would have come across those rigs. So probably going to give it about 20 more minutes. That cloud has really passed over now, and it is literally beautiful blue sky. So what I'm going to do is just go for one last look where I spent last night. I can't resist not just going up there, seeing if those fish have got back in there now that the sort of wind has died off, that cloud has passed over and that sun is shining. Yeah, so what I'll probably do is just have the rods in, move the barrow out of the way, just tuck that sort of in the swim, go for a quick walk up there and see if any fish are back in there, and if they are, and if they look like they're on the surface, then I'll come back. I will push the barrow back up there, get the floater rod back out, and yeah, give it a go for an hour or so. Call it a day for this session. As you can see, I am back in the swim from last night. I sat down on those rods for a good 2.5 hours and nothing materialised after seeing that show right down to my left. The cloud passed over, it's now a beautiful blue sky, and I just couldn't resist chucking everything back into the car, bringing the bare essentials in a mat down with me floater wise, and just seeing if there were fish knocking around in front of this swim, in which there were 2 or 3 milling about. I put a little pouch of mixers out there to, one, not attract the attention of the swans or the seagulls, and just kind of let them just drift about in the slight trickle of wind that's kind of blowing in here. Fish didn't pay any attention to them whatsoever, wasn't interested in a single mixer. I put the float out a bit beyond them, just drew it back anyway, because I thought, you know what, well, if this, you know, if they're gonna have anything, then I at least want my one chance at maybe hooking one. But yeah, it didn't happen. The fish did swim out from the left margin and swam basically right up to it, and I was thinking, my god, I'm in here. Stood on that stump watching down, I was thinking, I'm in, it's going to have that. It was just, you know, tunnel vision straight from my mixer, and it just swam straight underneath it like it wasn't even there. So yeah, a little bit disappointing. I generally thought that was going to be my one opportunity, but hey ho, that's just the way it goes. It's been an absolute grueler. This weather has been tiring beyond belief, just doing, you know, the basic tasks like barrowing from one end of the lake to the other. It's been yeah, it's been a sweaty old session. So I'm going to leave it there, get this lot back down to the car, load the car up, get myself off home for a nice cold cider and a fresh shower. So if you got this far, thank you for watching. I know there has not been any fish on the bank, unfortunately, but it's not through lack of trying. So if you like my videos, feel free to subscribe to my channel, you know, get involved, come and say hello on my social media or that usual business. I'll also mention as well, go and check out the Total Carp channel. You will see my first ever feature with Total Carp in session video, which sees me bag 9 fish from Woodside Lake. So please go and check that out on the Total Carp channel and leave me a comment. and also go and check out the Carpology channel, where I done a little sort of feature finding video down here, in fact at Horcott Lakes. So again, another video that is on the Carpology channel and will be released on my own channel in the next few coming weeks, so keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I hope you have a awesome summer. If you are out this summer, make sure you look after yourselves, enjoy the fishing, and yeah, I hope you put plenty of fish on the bank, unlike me on this session. So that is me out.